All the Mods 10 requires a lot of items for the All the Mods Star, and some of those items can take a long time to generate, so we need to manipulate time. So we're getting pretty close to the All the Mods Star, and we only have a few mods left to tackle, with there only being a couple different alter mods to do, then mechanism and modern industrialization, which I do know those are pretty big mods, but I'm slowly learning those. And then we have a couple different miscellaneous mods left, and I think those are the ones I want to get into today, with the longest one being from productive trees. Even though it is a pretty simple mod pack, getting to this dragon sapling really isn't that difficult. Just different kind of saplings leading up to it, but how you breed these saplings together isn't as simple as regular breeding. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is find an area to plant all these things. I'm just not entirely sure where. Actually, maybe right here would be good. I would say I'd flatten this out and just do it in here, but we got that pool right there. So I think right beside the village it is. And now we just need to figure out which sapling we want to do first. And I think I'll go with this one, because it needs the dark oak sapling right here, but then you combine that with the balsa sapling, which uses an arcane sapling, and then a teak sapling, and the teak also needs the dark oak. But I actually don't know what saplings we have. We have an acacia, spruce, oak, but no dark oak. And we don't have any wood essence. Maybe our market will have it? Yeah, right here, dark oak sapling for 1 emerald. So I'll just take one of those, because I don't think we're actually gonna need very many. But that also means we're gonna need some bone meal, just so when we plant this down, we can throw it up instantly. Okay, I don't think that's working. Maybe we need 4 of them, because I know some trees don't actually grow unless you have, well, that worked. I knew we didn't need over a stack of bone meal for that. Anyway, now we're gonna need an advanced oak beehive, an expansion box, and then a feeding slab, because we just need to throw these underneath the tree. And then if we come back to our beekeeper, we can actually get ourselves some bee nests. I guess we can only get 3 right now. Either way, we can place this all down because each one of these has 1 bee inside it. And once they all pop out, we can just pick them all up. And then with the productivity omega upgrade, we can just chuck all these bees into the advanced cage and then just chuck any rows into the slab. Then we kind of just have to wait for these things to do its thing. I'm not actually sure if this will work correctly, because I'm not sure if the bees need to come out and pollinate off these. Maybe I can use a leaf instead of this flower. I'm not actually sure if that's going to do anything. But even if it does, that's still going to take a very long time. So there's something else we can do to speed this process up. And that would be this time wand. However, you do need time crystals for this, which grow off the time crystal block. However, you need to get the budding time crystal block, then transfer it through different dimensions, having it start in the overworld, then transferred into the nether, and then finally into the end. So we just need to figure out how to get this guy, and that would be by taking an amethyst and putting Shadow Pulse goo beside it. Thankfully, we have that up here. Oh wait, this is Void Shimmering goo. I think that might work. If not, that's not too bad to upgrade. And I do have one of the budding amethysts right here. So if I put that down and I take an ender pearl, will that start to... not really looking like it. Okay, let's upgrade this. And then now we can put that down. What do you need? Some skulk. Well, that's easy enough. And it'll start doing its thing. And then with Silk Touch, I'll just pick this guy up. Not. Well, I guess we'll have to do this another way, which I think we can use the advanced swapper. And then as soon as we have to do that, it could transform in the meantime. So we're done with this piece. But for the swapper, we're going to need Eclipse Alloy and a simple swapper. And the simple one is made with blazed gold, which is smelted raw blazed gold, made out of gold blocks and goo. So let's just craft up a few of these, and we'll just place it down right here. And then for the Eclipsed Alloy, made out of netherite blocks. So we'll just swap these around, and they'll automatically start transforming. And I think we'll make a few simple swappers, which obviously transform into the advanced. But we're also going to need this wrench, which is made out of ferrocore ingots that is iron next to the goo. So after making those, we can now take the wrench, and then I just need to find out where I want to set this up, because it's not really something we need to come back to, so it can just stay out of the way, really. Maybe in this little pillar section, I could set it up. Because if I put this right there, we'll obviously need to give it power. Then we'll need to put the budding crystal into here. And then once we have the area set up, I should just be able to take the wrench, right click that. Then if we go back to our amethyst area, when we place this guy down, we'll need to move the targeted area over. And then with that done, we can just right click it. And then if I briefly shut off the pulse mode, it'll teleport this thing back and forth. And then when it's gone, I'll change it back to pulse and I can just break this guy. And then back up top at our base, here it is. But I obviously only want to send it over when it's in this form and not in the first stage. Oh wait, no, you don't set the whitelist in here. We actually need the advanced sensor for that, which uses, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that gem, made out of diamond blocks. And then a simple sensor using ferrocore. And we already know how to do that. So just give me the simple and the advanced. Actually, give me a few of these. Because once we have this full area set up, which I'm actually thinking I want to move, because we're going to need like a full setup going on here. And if I put the sensor next to the swapper, I can select this block again, and then I put the butting into there, and then you can see it says right click for settings. And at this point it says any stage, which we don't want. So stage 0 is the butting itself that we get after we transform the amethyst. So I'll actually want to change that to stage 1. And then seeing as we don't actually have this guy bound to anything anymore, I'm going to come back into the nether where I'll just open up this wall. And then in the floor, I'll just place this advanced swapper going to there. And then we'll put this sensor down in the exact same place. Then we could just bind this swapper and the one at home together. And I don't know why it's not sending. Is this the right stage? I think so. Oh, I just need to change this to allow. And it disappears and it's in the nether. But we don't have the whitelist set up here just yet. So we'll need to do that. And instead of stage 1, we're going to have it at stage 2. Wait, no, this one needs to be on the top. I guess I could just move the sensor itself. Because this one here is going to be sending it. And then this one sends it to the nether. So the sensor will have to go up there. Changing that to an allow list. And then once it transforms into the orange version, if I bind this swapper to the one I'm going to build here in the end, I don't know what these bones are about. Oh, and of course we need to make sure these are force loaded because otherwise it won't actually send the block to the next area. But there we go. There is the full time crystal that will start making the crystals themselves. But as we can see, this is also going to take a while to grow. So I'm going to use growth accelerators as these are pretty easy to make and we're only going to need a few of them. So I'll place one right there, another right there, there, and here. And these do need power, but I don't actually want to use my ender gates for this. I'll use some of these, which only require fluix blocks, and we'll only need 4 of them. Because these things power themselves, and then if we watch a crystal up here, if one ever forms, or do these need to be moved down one? Because it didn't even look like this crystal was doing anything. It might actually need to be targeting the block itself. And actually that does look to be the case. And here's one full time crystal cluster. But there, as you can see, it's actually changed back to the first stage. So I'm going to actually set another swapper up. However, for the swapper, I want to transfer all of this at once. So I'm going to expand the range of this so the whole thing will get moved. And then for this final sensor, this can be set to stage 0. And there the whole thing goes. But the growth accelerator just got left back here because I forgot to set the sending area. Once it comes back around, it'll pick that back up. But now, unless we can take these time crystal clusters off, there would be really no point to have automating this entire system here. And that's where this advanced block breaker comes into place. And I believe we've made these before for our whole latex setup here. So we'll just place that right there. And then we're going to give it a whitelist of the timed crystal cluster. However, we're actually going to need to put a pickaxe in here. And I think I'll use this netherite pick for that. I'm not actually sure if it needs silk touch, so I'm just going to leave it there in the first place. Actually, no, we don't want to use that one. We're going to want to use an unbreakable version. Because once we set up this area once again, the crystals will get automatically broken, but all the crystals keep getting thrown on the ground there. So we'll just throw down a spruce netherite chest, an advanced item collector, only collecting our crystals, and then with a wireless connector, an import bus, and our cable, I'll just connect this up into our system. Wireless connector must be in the same dimension. Well, that sucks. How do I get around this problem? I guess we can use color-coded ender chests. So instead of the spruce chest, I can just use a green colored ender chest. And one thing about these time crystals is they'll just give you random effects. So you want to get those out of your inventory as quick as possible. And then back at base here, I'll set up the other part of the chest so we can access the time crystals, and we'll just import those. And then now, seeing as we have these coming into our system, I can actually complete this paradox machine, because that requires the time crystals, but then requires the time crystal blocks. So just with the simple pattern, those blocks are automated. However, the eclipsed alloy, I don't really think there's a point in automating these, as we only need 18 of these paradox machines total. Now we just need the timed fluid, which also charges this wand, which I do believe all we need is this catalyst here, made with blaze gold and netherwort. And I do believe we need 1 per bucket. So I'll just take 24. And I also want to make this fluid canister, as that's going to be helpful for keeping this time wand charged. And then all we have to do is, I believe, throw the catalyst in, making this polymorphic fluid. Then if we take some of our time crystals, we can throw it into there, where we can obviously take a bucket of that, and that'll allow us to make the paradox machine. So that's another part of the ATM star completed. And then if we set this to fill mode, and then right click on the buckets, not the buckets, the water pools, it'll fill up with time fluid. And then with the canister completely filled, I believe if we shift right click it again, it'll start to fill up our wand. But obviously that required the whole canister, so we'll just need to do that a couple more times. But either way, with the time wand, we can come back to our beehive, where it doesn't really look like anything's happened. So I don't think the leaf will work, but to make sure, we can just right click on this beehive a ton of times, and it'll speed it up 128 times, where my suspicions are confirmed, and that does not work. And that actually didn't use very much fluid at all. So yes, I do believe it has to be a rose. And then we're gonna need this upgrade, the pollen sieve. I totally didn't forget about that until just now. Don't judge me. Thankfully, it just requires a few saplings. And that also means we can craft 2 more of these productivity omega upgrades, because all of these will go into the hive. And then seeing as it's a little bit later, our bee nest trade has reset. So I can go ahead and grab 2 more nests. Then that will allow me to fill up bee nest entirely. And then now with the time wand, as long as I keep an area of this clear, we'll get a dark oak pollen piece. And I do actually want to grab a few of these, so we're going to have to do this kind of quickly. And then there's a couple of things we can do with this piece of pollen. We can either place it onto a jungle tree, or we can make this whole process a little bit quicker, just by taking out one of our bees, placing him down there, and then with the piece of pollen, right-clicking him. It's only a 10% chance. That makes sense. So I guess we'll just have to do this a few more times. And I do believe they should stack. Okay, let's try this again. We have 10 of them now. So theoretically, it should have worked. You know, this is just painful. I'll just come back when we have it. That took so much pollen. It was not even funny. But now that we have those, this rose won't actually work anymore, because I believe to get our pollen and the correct ones for each sapling, we're going to need to now take one of these leaves and throw that in there. Because as you can see, you can use any type of leaf. And if I'm correct, the pieces of pollen you'll get will depend on the type of leaf in here. So let's just speed this guy up a little bit. And there we go, dark oak leaf pollen. Then if I come steal our market, I'll just place this down over here, grab ourselves a jungle sapling. And I think for this one, we only need 1. Grow it up. Then we can take this piece that we got and just right click it onto one of these leaves. And then if we actually break this leaf, we'll get our teak sapling. And that needs to be combined with the acacia. So we'll quickly grow this guy up, grab ourselves one of those. Then we're going to actually need to move our beehive, collect one of our teak leaves, and reset up over here. Use our time wand, and there is our teak pollen. From there, just the acacia sapling, and the same deal. Break that, and that's our balsa. Then we just need to combine that with the dark oak sapling again, which we have some leftovers right here. And I actually really like how some of these trees look. And that is our cocobolo. Yeah, sure, we'll say that. But that's half of the dragon sapling done. Now we just need the, I'm not going to try that one, made with the balsa that we already have, and the cobolo seed. Well, this went a lot quicker than I thought it would. Oh, that's a tall one. Do we have teak left over? Yes, we do. Give me you. Wait, that's another teak sapling. Oh, it's the balsa. My bad. That's this one, right? Yeah. And you really don't need to set these up right underneath the trees. It kind of just makes sense to me to do this. And so with speeding these up, we still haven't gone through a ton of fluid. Not sure why you're getting acacia leaves from this, but sure, I'll take the balsa. Oh, is it actually taking from this tree too? Maybe that leaf is close enough by. It's kind of good to know. Anyways, give me the proper sapling. And I'm just going to quickly combine the dark oak and the cocobolo again to get another one of our seeds. Because now these are the only two we need for this dragon sapling. And it is the same process. That one is definitely a lot smaller. The only difference with this one is that once I grow this, is that I'm going to actually make 18 of these saplings. And the reason for that is because with the Altamont Star, if I ever do want to fully automate it, you're going to need 2 blocks worth of the ATM stars, being 18. So that mod was pretty simple. However, there is still a ton of other saplings you can make. They just don't go into the star. So for the purpose of this series, we're just going to move on. And I think I'm going to start building, I want to say the Wither Builder and the Explosive Generator. Because we did make the advanced machine frames in last episode. And then for the Wither Builder, all we need is the Supremium machine frame, which requires the advanced and some ether gas. I don't know how to get that though. Okay, so from a laser with a purple laser lens. But before we get too far, let's craft up the explosive generator, and now we'll start working on the Supremium machine frame. So as I said, we're gonna need ether gas. So let's look at how to make the purple lens first. We'll need another dissolution chamber with 4 glass panes, 1 purple dye, and latex. So I think I'll throw it right above this one here, as I set up a pipe already, just in case we need to do this. And I don't think we're gonna automate this, as we're only gonna need 1. So here's our 4 glass panes and our purple dye. So I should just be able to throw these all in, and it'll craft up our purple laser lens. But now we need the fluid laser base and the drill. And I believe we're gonna need a few of these. Then the fluid laser base is simple as well. And I'm not exactly sure why I'm gonna build this part. I could do it over here, or maybe I could do it in this section. And all I'm gonna need to do is dig straight down. And at the bottom here, I'm just gonna need to build a couple stasis chambers. And I do want 2 of these, because these things actually, as far as I know, if you have 2 of them stacked on top of each other, they will heal the mob that gets put on top of them. However, with this being a wither, I don't want this system to glitch out and it destroy our entire base. So I'm gonna need some soul sand, a couple wither skeleton skulls, and then a mob swab. And then if I come down in a cave and I build myself the wither, once he fully spawns in, I'll just have to swab him up. So come here, buddy. Hello. Hello? Do you wanna work? Sir! You know what? Just go away. I've had enough of you. Unless I actually just need to swab him when he's like this. Nope, not looking like it. But let's move back before we get hit by him. And then now that he's stuck, I guess we can't swab him. So I'll just grab an imprisonment tool, and I guess this won't work either. Why does this have to be so complicated? Oh, is there no wither spawn egg? Oh, that ruins my plan. I genuinely don't know how we're gonna do this then. Maybe I'll try one of these creature catchers, because there's no possible way I'm building it down in this area here. So catching this guy is really the only option. And I'm praying this works, because otherwise I don't know what I'm gonna do. So get in there. Nah, damn this. Buddy, just get in there. Yeah, it worked. Thank goodness. Because now I should be able to throw down the base, giving that power. Actually, I don't think that even needed power. Oh, put in the lens. And then if I clear out these walls, I should be able to put the drills down. Again, making sure they have power. I'm really hoping if I place this guy down, this isn't gonna hurt us. Let's just throw him, and please stay. Don't move. He looks to be stuck. But why aren't you doing anything? And he is taking quite a bit of damage. Maybe let's pick him up and try something else. Because we didn't collect anything either. Well, we had the lens correct. The minimum Y, -64, and positive 256. That's not a problem. So I don't know why you weren't doing anything. Actually, I think I know what's wrong here. I think the lasers have to be in line with the base right there, because otherwise the particles don't go directly in and the whole setup would be damaging for nothing. So we just need to set these up properly. And so now if I go ahead and I throw the wither down, I hope he's not suffocating and it's actually building up ether gas. We could throw some upgrades in there, but I want to make sure this guy's healing faster than he's getting damaged. It's not really looking like it. And that is why I added so many of the stasis chambers. And so this guy doesn't accidentally escape. I do want to try throwing these down from underneath, because he'll go up a little bit and then he'll get stuck there. We can reseal this off. And I did shut off the wither hurt sounds because that was loud. And so if I quickly go ahead and I chuck in some speed upgrades, processing upgrades, and efficiency upgrades, I'm really hoping this will heal it up very quickly. And yes, there we go. He's back at 300. And we are collecting ether gas pretty quickly. However, I do believe that's overkill for healing. I might be able to do a speed upgrade. No, maybe an efficiency. Yeah, efficiency. There we go. And as far as I can see, his health is still staying up. So now all I have to do is put down an importer, the cable, and then the wireless connector that we tried to use earlier in the episode. And then now connect these together. That'll start pulling all the gas out and storing it right into our system. And with that, we have everything to make the Supremium machine frame. We just need to set up another dissolution chamber. And then we just need a request. And that will give us our frames, which will allow us to make the Wither Builder. However, there's still a few more items I want to get done. I want to get this lightning upgrade orb done, the fire upgrade orb, this thing, and then maybe the Tesla coil. Really depends how long everything takes. So for the fire orb, it's actually not too bad, just some fire runes made with blaze rods, and we already have the blank runes, the cinder essence, the arcane ingots, and the mithril, all done from the video where we got our Morgan sword. So I can just make those now. However, the lightning orb, that requires bottles of lightning, which can only be obtained by right-clicking on a charged creeper. And most people would say you can't automate this. However, you can. All you'll need is a stasis chamber and then an advanced clicker. And then I should be able to just place the stasis chamber down. And then if I place the clicker down and then target the block right above it, importing glass bottles, if I have it set to right-click and then target all living things, if I go fly around and I find a creeper, if I take a charged snowball, I hope this will work underground, and I throw it at him, he'll become charged, and then we just have to capture him in our thing. And then back by our farm, all we have to do is throw him on top of the stasis chamber and then push him back in because he decided to walk out of it. Guess we'll try that again. Except this time making sure he can't get out. Just like that. Well, you didn't do your job now, did you? You're supposed to keep him alive. Maybe adding these upgrades would help with that. But you can see the point. And then all we should have to do is place down a chest, an import cable, our bottle of lightning, and an advanced item collector. Only whitelisting the bottles of lightning. And that's our lightning orb. So now just this thing. It's made in a scribe's table, and that's about as much as I know about it. I think I'll just throw it right there. And I don't really know if there's a way to automate this. All I know is you need 3 wither skeleton skulls and a weird type of essence, which is made with sugar, fermented spider eyes, and a thing of milk. Good thing I know where a lot of cows are, and we can just easily grab our bucket of milk. And that should mean all I have to do is place down the pattern provider, throw a pattern of 1 source gem going in, and then place these down, because as far as I'm aware, they don't get collected, and they haven't for all the other ones we have here. So I should be able to make a few of them. I should now be able to, I assume, right-click all of these skulls, or not. You just have to throw them on top? No. Maybe do I need the spell book? Because if I'm correct, I do think I remember seeing something about this. I'm not actually sure, though. Yeah, I think this is it. So we got the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. I want to say it's probably a tier 3 that we're looking for. Yeah, the wither right here. Okay, so if we select this one. Oh, wait, no, we just need to right click on the table here with our book. And then if we go tier 3 spells, we can now select the wither. And then after we hit select, these will start showing up all around it. And then all we have to do is throw them all in, and it'll automatically create the spell itself. Just like that. And that's that next part complete as well. But for the Tesla coil, I think this one's a little too complicated to try to complete in this episode. So I think that's going to do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell to be notified every single time I upload. Also, go join my Discord, link down in the description below. All my videos get posted in there. All my live streams get posted in there. So if you want to see everything and not miss a single video or live stream or just any updates on the channel, make sure to join in there. I sit in there all the time. You can chat with me. But anyways, again, hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.